Today's video is for the first alert WX-150 NOAA S.A.M.E alert weather radio. I really like this radio. I got it way back in the day on eBay for not very much money. I think, going off memory, the two combined along with accessories came in just under about $35 US. This one's pretty much old school. As you can tell, it's pretty big, pretty bulky. On the back, basically, this thing takes 4 AA batteries. Obviously, it can be powered by AC wall adapter. It can sit on a desk. It's got the 4 little rubber feet. Sit on a desk. It can be wall mounted. It has a telescopic antenna, as you can see here, which can be pivoted back and forth, etc. This unit basically has one big honking speaker at the top. What I really like about this unit is it actually shows the date, the time, specifically the year and the day. You can see here. Backlit is on. This unit has no radio. It's strictly a weather radio, but it does have 2 alarm clocks, so you can set for whatever, whether it be for morning, evening, what have you. It has 4 distinct LEDs: red for warning, orange for watch, yellow for advisory, and green LED for power. As you can see, it's currently blinking because it's indicating it's on battery power only. When the AC transformer is on, it will be solid green. As you can tell here, it's got one huge honking snooze button to put the thing into snooze. I believe when you press it, it's about 5 minutes on there. Obviously, this is a NOAA weather radio, which supports obviously the 7 channels, which can be seen here. So let me get it focus in there for a second. No. Anyways, surprisingly, I don't recall what year this is made, but obviously it was still in the period where it supported the S.A.M.E or public alert messaging. So basically, it's able to advise you of specific areas of local emergencies, whether it be flood, hurricane, tornadoes, freezing conditions, hail, what have you. So one of the features on this radio I like is that the backlit can be set to be permanently on versus it just, toggling on and off. So the primary reason actually I got this weather radio was because I have a lot of home automation, and one of the things that was missing was the ability to have it integrated with my security and home automation systems. So again, because this item and the people over at First Alert had so much forethought and consideration, they designed this device to have a external output. So right here, this can output to an auxiliary device, which I'm showing you right now. This thing comes with this little black box. So this little black box connects to the back of this thing. So it has 3 ports. One is basically for a physical vibrator that basically, when enabled, vibrates and shakes whatever it's attached to. So for people who are hard sleepers, etc., that will wake you up because it's like rolling thunder. Right now it's connected to an external strobe, which is right here. So there's a test button. I'm going to show you what happens. So we'll assume that an emergency has occurred or some sort. Obviously, this thing will start to beep and do its thing. The message will scroll across. But for people who are either hard of hearing or had a little bit of visual impairment, etc. This extra accessory will basically do this. So I'm not sure whether or not that's getting picked up on the camera. Basically that strobe and the vibrator would go off during an emergency. And it goes off approximately about 5-6 seconds while the initial alert happens. So that's all great and all for that. But again, the reason why I got this is because this output is basically connected to my security system and my home automation. Meaning when the alert actually goes off, it sends it to this box, and I have it plugged into a different outlet which feeds into my system. And at that point in time, I've assigned a zone as well as a different status through my network, and basically it says, hey, this has occurred, be aware. And basically it sends me an email, a text message, as well as a push notification on my smartphone. So that's the primary reason why I got this old school First Alert weather radio, because it had this extra box, which there aren't very many other weather radios that have that capability on there. Most of them are either built into the device itself, but there wasn't actually a auxiliary portion which could send a signal to initiate dry contact. So, and none of them, as far as I can tell, have this test button to test, make sure that the output is working correctly. This thing only basically takes a 9-volt battery cell. Surprisingly, it lasts a very long time.
City for tonight, a few clouds. Wind north 20 kilometers per hour, becoming light.
So overall, this thing is pretty bulky. It's old school. It's heavy, but at the end of the day, it works great. I think compared to the other radios that I have that have similar features, surprisingly, this thing I really like. The only downside regarding this one specific model is that this thing sucks up a lot of power. But before I get to that, is this guy basically has the ability right there to switch between standard alkaline batteries or rechargeables. So unlike the Eton or similar, this actual device, when you put rechargeable batteries in there, if you set it appropriately, it will recharge and maintain rechargeable cells. If you only have alkalines, you switch the connector position, and then it'll just go strictly on alkaline and will not try to charge those alkaline batteries. So unlike the Eton, this guy can do both and operate quite well. So that's why I really like this specific unit. But as I said, the downside regarding this unit is that when it's plugged in, and even after it stopped charging, this thing's consuming approximately 3 to 4 watts all day long. I have to gather because the electronics in this specific unit wasn't very, how can I say it, wasn't very high tech, wasn't very efficient. So it's probably using a lot of